Hey people, Idrit here, 53, Argent Shelf Redux blue team. AP's got a Kommando knob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter, and this is the Goth's elite scheme alongside. Hex as a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support fighting in melee begins with a shield, can shoot his own fellas in the head to encourage them. This is the Deathcore of Krieg DLC. And rounding off the blue fellas, Bebop as a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero. Walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption fighting in melee. Got some good old Black Legion. On the red team, some Tyranids have shown up. First up is Tayling as a Hive Tyrant, a durable hero that walks through objects cannot be suppressed, can bring support, disruption and powerful offense. Begins in melee with a basic synapse. I shall call you Lorenzo. The other Tyranid player is Bradare with a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon. Rounding off the team, Arise and a Techmarine. Starts off in ranged combat, can get a melee weapon, can support with structures and repair. Kicking off in the mid then with Techmarine and Ravener Alpha versus Lord Commissar and Chaos Storm. An interesting mix. Looks like Tayling's got double Hormagaunts up, Bradare with double Termagants. The single tack here for Arise. Scouts are busy capping over there. Sentinel's already taken quite a lot of damage. Some more guardsmen showing up for Hex. Lord Commissar going in. Shield thrown up. It's not going to last too long though. And he has to run. Did draw fire towards him, which is very useful if you have other stuff around to deal some damage, but there was only really the Sentinel shooting there. So I think Hex went in a little bit early, a little bit hastily. Should have waited for more of Bebop stuff to arrive. Chaos Lord looking for some Termagant blood now. I don't think the Hormagaunts will go after him yet because I've killed a weak. Got some Spore Mines back there. Also Tayling with some Spore Mines. Oh, the tax dropper model. A little bit sloppy there from Arise. I'm not sure why they pushed up so far. I don't think they were trying to finish with the Sentinel. Maybe they were trying to finish off one of these Chaos Space Marine models. We do have the Mastercrafted Bolter in. Tyranids have pushed through that west side. Chaos Lord, can he get him? Doesn't want to stick around because of the CSM. But maybe he can stay in play because here's the Ravener Alpha to help out. And we may have high-powered shot off cooldown now. If he chooses the right model, it might be a kill. I guess he didn't. But the CSM leave. And they can now maybe decap this fully matured contested wreck point. Nope, here comes the Lord Commissar. Those pistol shots doing some good work. Just like a little auto pistol too. Wreck points being taken. On the west side then, some Termagants be running. Here's the army of Tayling. He's got triple Hormagaunts in there. Trying to bash the node, gets it down. Now promptly leaves. For AP, double sluggers, that's going to be fun. And some looters to suppress, so maybe we'll see the extended carapace to charge, or perhaps some Raveners. Some melee Raveners with this would be quite fun. Then if you get improved Synapse up. Looks like he's gone for Psychic Scream. Before improved Synapse or extended carapace, he gets a Psychic Scream. We'll see how it goes. Could be really good. In the big melee fights, we do see a melee Commando now. With the amazing Assassin's Knife. Tripper shot so good. I thought this was a good piece of war gear back in retail when it only had Assassinate, but it added Tripper shot on it in Elite mod. And it seems kind of bonkers. We see it quite a lot now too. More CSM for Bebop. Warrior Brood up for Bradare. Perhaps with... Yep, Barb Strangler's already in. I was going to say to suppress the double CSM, but he's already got it. Oh, it's there. They got Tripper shotted, you see. Looters doing some Daka with a Death Gun. Double Sluggers with burners on both. The Ravener Alpha wishes he had the acid splatter right now to fight these guys. But he is persuaded to leave. There's no toxin sacks either. So they can't get crippled. Commando's just over halfway through a level. What about you, Tayling? Lorenzo, the Hive Tyrant, is pretty close to level 2 actually. All of these guys run. Couldn't stop all those Hormagaunts. Meanwhile, back towards the mid. The Tactical Marines very close to dropping a model again. Contested power is turning blue now. Ravener tunnel here. You guys gonna... There we go. The Sentinel can just stand on it, I think. 10 red. Get some XP for that as well. Heretics with an aspiring champion. No Eternal War for the CSM yet, though. Does Bebop plan... He's floating here. I think he just wants to go tier 2. Maybe into a Blood Crusher. Sentinel needs repairs. Gets a little bit. Gets enough of it. Hive Tyrant is now blob capping on the power. Good, good, good. Got some Termagants watching the VP. The North team, in this case the Red team, do get kind of screwed on this map in terms of rec points. You have a contested rec point right in the center here, which is fine. And each team gets 3 naturals. The 3 naturals for the blue are really safe. Here in the southeast, here in the southwest, and this one in the mid. But for the Red team, you got to work for those natural rec points. There's one here, look. Right next to the central line. It's not much better on the west side. This one here right next to the VP. Those rec points are so much easier to decap. I'm not sure why they're so far forward. And if you look at the west side of the map, there's a perfect place to put the rec point. This map has been remastered or reduxed a couple of times because this is V2. I'm not sure if they... I can't remember if they changed the rec point placements. I think it was Max Power that did it. Because there used to be a bunker here. And a lot of players don't like garrisons, especially in such a contentious area. So it got replaced with that big shot blocker ruin type thing. Assault squad up here for Arise. But yeah, look, they could put the rec point here. Look, it's a perfect spot for it here. Not sure why they're so far forward. I think the North team are maybe very, very slightly closer to the contested victory point. But that doesn't make up for the fact that those rec points are so far forward. I'm not sure if I'm missing something. Maybe it's because their natural powers are a little bit closer to them. Maybe a little bit harder to hit those natural powers. This one is a little bit tricky to get to sometimes, maybe compared to this one. Maybe. But I feel like that, at least that Western VP on the contested VP should be brought back. Because if you lose the VP and then lose your rec point immediately afterwards, that's quite punishing. Which is why I try not, on my maps, I tried to not put points super close to the contested VP. But sometimes it's tough. We've got double looters for AP while I'm rambling on. Where are these guys? I don't know. Oh, they're in there. They're in that bunker. Gene Stealer's up now for Tayling. Maybe we'll see some melee synapse today. Aiming what's that, suppressing those Hormagaunts, and they run. Blue team pushing through. Well, momentarily, Bebop now runs. Double CSM with their aspiring champions. I can't see if they have Eternal War though. Because the retreat indicator takes over all of the decorators. Pushing now is Hex. Got some Assault Kit Stormtroopers in there. Really long range burst damage on these hotshot las guns. Can they get the Techmarine? They can. Heretics flee. Chaos Lord flees. So now Hex is alone 2v1. And has the stubbornness up. Assault squad jumping in. No sign of a power sword yet. To help counter-initiate here. Maybe he's got the Fist of Brockus in mind, perhaps, for some None Shall Fall. Venom Brood here with the ranged Synapse, buffing those Termagants. Nothing yet for the Ravenous Alpha level 2 though. Chaos Lord, sorry, not the Chaos Lord, the Lord Commissar trying to stay on those Venom Broods, gets them off the field. Basilisk Flare debuffing ranged vision and stuff. Lord Commissar flees. Did some decent work in there, and now we have double Mark of Zinc CSM. Very expensive, but very effective against heavy infantry, such as that Warrior Brood, such as the Venom Brood, and of course, such as the Marines. We'll see if it pays off. He's got nothing else on the field, Bebop. Just his Heretics and those double Mark of Zinc fellas. Aspiring champions get those fancy demonic plasma guns. Back on the west side then, Kommando Nobs fighting some Tyranids, and we have a Tyrant Guard for Tayling. In danger of going down here, because sluggers will do surprising amounts of damage to super heavy infantry. I'm not sure why. They only have 2 power weapons, and this armor type is meant to have resistances against regular melee damage, but they seem to do really well. We see it against Terminators, and we see it against Tyrant Guards. Down it goes. I guess it maybe charged in and couldn't charge out. Didn't want to go into shield wall because of the beamy death gun that was there. Hormagaunts wiped as well for Tayling. Stick bombers up for AP right here. Pretty decent melee squad, and he can chuck grenades like this. They tried to stun the spore mines. I don't think you can. There's some actual stick bombs on the tunnel. Ravenant Alpha pops up before it goes down. 347, 418. Some forward capping here from the blue team. No, it's not. It's just the Chaos Lord. I thought you were a wreck point, Mr. Chaos Lord. Yeah, I guess they could bring this one just like back here. Just don't know why they're so far forward, those ones. Almost a full power bash there by Bebop. The double CSM Chaos Lord combo is doing really well so far. Level 2 with Arm of the Inferno, as you saw there. Arise with a Whirlwind. That should do some good work against the double CSM. Especially if they stay all blobbed up, which they often do. Because you want to focus down the same target, so they tend to stand in the same place. Unless you really micro their positions. Suppressed 1, and there's that Whirlwind doing its work. And some plasma attacks popping their Kraken bolts. They should trade quite well with the Marquisine CSM, especially in cover like that. As long as they've got that Kraken bolts up anyway. Scouts looking for a grenade. Oh, they want to grenade the aspiring champion there. Because then the damage would be shared among all the heretics. That's very rude. They're trying to worship porn and stuff a bit, innit? Bradare with a Lictor coming through tier 3. There's the tier 3 for Tayling. And Bebop floating now goes tier 3 on the west side. Double sluggers fully upgraded now. Quite vicious fellas. Can the Gene Stealers and the double Hormagaunts take them on? Well, they don't even have adrenal glands, these fellas. And we do have improved synapse, and here comes Rending Talons. That's going to help. Seismic Roar is pretty good. Wild Banner going up for some passive buffs. Chaos Lord's in there. He's found the Warrior Brood. Still no war gear for the Ravenant Alpha. Lord Commissar sees off the Assault Squad. Can't get a model though. Can they get anything to go after that Whirlwind? We got a bunch of, well, double Plasma Guardsmen with 12 models each. You get 3 Plasma Guns in the squad. And they'll reinforce so quickly. This was changed, of course. Was it changed in this update or in 2.11? It might be this one. Where if you get the second leader, they no longer reinforce 3 at a time. They just reinforce still 2 at a time, but for cheaper. Because sometimes that third reinforcer would have been wasted if you don't have 3 missing models kind of thing. Kommando just did a big grappling hook into a kaboom. I'm not sure if you hit anything. Gene Stealer's doing work. Oh, they've got the Rending Talons up. Rending Claws up. Why? You're not fighting any vehicles over here. Should just keep the power melee, especially if there's going to be knob squads and or flash gits, which I think is likely. Surely we're going to see a knob squad here with the double sluggers and the melee commando having so much fun. Through the mid then, Hex and Bebop pushing. That is that's Sternguard veterans for Arise already running off. First company marines that can change their ammo to combat all targets. There's that tier 3 Lictor. And sneak around for free, does not cost any energy. Has a leap, has a flesh hook, and has some heavy melee damage. Is really good, that fella. In on the CSM. Good shout against his double CSM because he can jump them and obviously tie them up really well. And he's got over 1,000 hit points, which isn't bad at all. Chaos Lord wants to try and counter initiate. Let the Galaxy burn. Does not hit anything. No burning this day. Is the Lictor alright? Stayed in there a little bit too long. I think he's alright. 326, 330. Tier 3 for Arise. Hex with a Chimera on the way. That'll really help with these pushes, eh? Can reinforce all this stuff off it. Sentinel does not have the missile launcher yet. Which might be decent here because the Tyranids are blobbing up a bit. Those frag missiles could do some work. On the west side, Orks are rampaging through. Gene Stealers flee. Tayling is in tier 3 though, so we may see a Thornback or something over here soon. Maybe a Neurothroat, but that's kind of risky. I think get the Carnifex first. Maybe even a Swarm Lord actually, because that would give you reinforcement, and Blade Flurry or whatever it's called would be amazing. Is it Blade Flurry or Blade Storm? I think it's Blade Flurry. We will go with Flurry. CSM might get jumped here, literally. Nope, just going to run up to him. A little bit of a passive leap. Can he kill a model before they run? He can. Got around 90 DPS heavy melee, this guy. There's a flesh hook. Might be able to get one more hit. That wasn't enough. 326, 267. What is this? An attempt on the power by AP. Mark target on the looters. And these guys are using vengeance rounds. For some reason. Maybe because... Have they seen the Chimera? Maybe because they want to be ready for the Chimera. Vanguard veterans just tearing stuff apart. They took out the looters. Took out the Kommando. Those fellows with a bunch of power weapons. What is this? Oh, Emperor's Wrath is up. He's also got the Fist of Brockus and Flak Jacket. He's ready to roll this Commissar. Only level 2 though. Needs to justify all that expense. Carnifex up for Bradare. Great unclean one on the way for Bebop. He was taking a while to purchase something then, wasn't he? Swarm Lord is indeed on the way for Tayling. That was a Hunter Killer Missile shot on the Chimera. You might see a Venom Cannon here on the Carnifex. Because you got to be expecting vehicles against the guard, I guess. Got to get ready for him. 326 to 236 on the VPs. Wire banner on this west side. Those guys can go and break it down, maybe. Lost the indicator for Lorenzo, but he's level 2 and fully kitted. Those guys take down the wire banner. How much XP do they get? Not all of the models able to attack here. It's actually relatively durable, isn't it? That was a decent chunk of XP there. They did all of the damage to it, of course. Vanguard veterans jumping back. Got stunned by some stun bombs, I guess. Techmarine runs. The Stern Guard still have their vengeance rounds loaded in. They should be using Kraken bolts against the Chaos Space Marines. Hellfire against all these little guardsmen and orcs and stuff. But here's the Chimera, which they do want to use vengeance rounds against. Sentinel now has the missile launcher. They want to use Kraken bolts against this thing. Chimera now being repaired. Chaos Lord having a good time in amongst some Tyranids. That Carnifex upgraded yet? No upgrade for the Carnifex. Oh, Bradare, he's trying to get another Carnifex up before he upgrades the first one. Gene Stealer's getting knocked all over the place. Double Sluggers rampaging through. No Weird Boy though. These guys with Warpath is even scarier. Nob Squad is up though. There's that Swarm Lord. They don't really want to fight him. Good special attack there from Lorenzo. Can he use a Seismic Roar here? Or Psychic Scream? He's got no energy. Oh wow, that was the Blade Flurry. Almost wiped the double sluggers. Only the Nob Leaders get away. There's Tripper Shot. Stunning Lorenzo. Not sure what the Swarm Lord got stunned by. Whether... Oh, the Stick Bombers must have chucked their stun bombs. They will stun anything. And there's the Great Unclean One for Bebop. So the Swarm Lord has vehicle armor and can reinforce allies around him. Also grants a speed synapse. The Great Unclean One passively damages enemies. Has super heavy infantry armor, but way more hit points. Since more things will damage super heavy infantry rather than vehicles. But it's weak versus... And it's weak versus like Plasma and Melter. And Inferno, that kind of thing. Well, not weak versus Inferno, but they'll do full damage to it. Look at this! Hex building up a little defensive mound of cover items and stuff. We got a shrine going up. And there's a relay beacon from the Chimera there. Mobile base upgrade. Double Carnifexes are in for Bradare. 237, 236 VP's very, very close. What is this? It's a Rocks. Rocks chucked in there by AP. Swarm Lord has taken a bunch of damage. Nob Squad will go after him. They do have their hammers in. Huge hammers, I should say. In 211, They don't have heavy melee damage anymore until they get their hammers. Big change, the biggest change for the Nob squads in like 16 years. Land Red Redeemer on the field for Arise. There's the Leech Essence from the Swarm Lord and a big kaboom from the Kommando. Did that do friendly fire? It certainly did friendly knockback. 231 to 236. Push through the mid, is it? No, bit of a standoff. Double Venom Cannons we got here from Bradare. And we may see the... oh, we already see it. Corrosive Devourer. Amazing weapon. Really good against that Great Unclean with the plasma damage. Looks like we have a repair bunker now. Repairing that Sentinel. And some Corn Shrines. And a whole bunch of buildable cover so you can't get through here easily. This is quite cool. We'll see how it fares. And it could just... It's just a nuke magnet at the moment, isn't it? Tyranids formation would be amazing here, actually. Because it would... You put the central spire on the garrison. It one-shots it. And the spires break a bunch of other stuff. Scouts being sneaky, maybe looking for a grenade. There's some Kassakin right here. Gets a pretty fancy looking sword, that sergeant, doesn't he? Ouch. That was a bioplasma shot from the Carnifex. They're going to try and shoot down the Sentinel. Look at the damage on it. You can't stay there, bud. Got to keep moving. Down it goes. I think it was the Ravener Alpha that got the last shot there using corrosive shots. Although it's not a vehicle anyway. Does have regenerate now. Makes him quite tough. 181 to 236. Back to the west side. A bunch of Orks. Gonna cap. And a Chaos Predator from Bebop. Manticore on the way for Hex. Another Carnifex this time for Tayling. Still a standoff in the mid. But they did get that Sentinel down. Whirlwind doing this. There's some Corn worship. Not worshipping the shrine, because I think it's mainly for this Great Unclean One when he gets back there. They worship the shrine and get those bloodletters popping out a bit sooner. A bit quicker, more often. Maybe, yeah, Thornback Carnifex to fight that Nob squad with everything he can. Gene Stealers need to show up here and help. Okay, Marco Zinch Predator tank. Lots of damage on the Swarm Lord already. Pops the Leech Essence to drain health of these Orks. But he might need to leave. He might need to leave. Nob Squad is also getting quite low. Nob Squad are whites. Nob Squad down and Swarm Lord down. The Kommando was right there. Did not use Call the Boys. I thought that's what he was waiting for. And why he was letting them get so low. We got an Ork defying gravity and floating around. We have a flank here from Bebop. Well, not really a flank, just an assist. 172 to 202 VP, still very even. The Land Raider has been staying back for now. Arise has been very cautious with it. Nothing wrong with that. They can all retreat back to that thing and reinforce. There's None Shall Fall. I'm going to try and focus down the Lord Commissar whenever you see this. And of course, since he has stubbornness, that becomes more difficult to do. Goes straight for the VP. Throws up the shield. Carnifex is on him. Carnifex taking a lot of damage. Decent bioplasma shot. Lord Commissar goes down, but so does the Carnifex. And there is an Imperial Abyss from Bebop. Carnifex runs through it. Just wants to stay out of the center there. Ravener Alpha may go down and retreat. He made it. I think he made it. 162 to 202. Still got this to deal with, fellas. We've got a Lightning Claw Chaos Lord. Another Nob Squad on the way for AP. Tailing down to just a Gene Stealer Brood now. Needs some support on this side. Another tank for Bebop. 1-to-1 cap. Red team just avoiding that central mass right now. Trying to get down this west side. What does Tayling do? Do you get Neurothrope now, maybe? You're going to need support, whatever happens. Great Unclean One showing up. Big old kaboom there. Lictor on the cap. stick bombs. I think they would have knocked him off it there. Blue team will take the west side, burning down some capillary towers. There's a Tyrant formation here at some point. Might have been on the screen while I was babbling, who knows. What level are these Vanguard fellas? Haven't leveled yet. Stern Guard still have the Vengeance rounds loaded in. They're just using Vengeance rounds against everything. It might be because they just want to be ready for the Great Unclean One now. They don't want to have to switch. Because Vengeance rounds are good versus super heavy infantry. Nurgle Vomit. They will all run back to the Land Raider now. They don't like the Nurgle Vomit, it turns out. Oh! There was a Tyrant formation here that I completely missed. Took out the bunker. A Shrine has managed to survive, and the Chimera survived. It's another Swarm Lord for Tayling. There's that missile turret. It's a good turret. Land Raider might want to, like, push to here. Just a bit. Edge forward a bit. Bradare says go, go, go. Want some movement, want some urgency. There we go. Land Raider's moving. Doesn't want to overextend it, of course. Got to be careful taking it over to the east as well, because this area will block it. And it's a bit dicey taking up that little ramp. Very narrow over there. Could get nuked. Another Carnifex for Bradare. Might see some Terminators soon for Arise. Need some more red. Manticore trucked in. Land Raiders chasing. You never want to chase with a Land Raider, I don't think. Multi-Melter getting some good hits from the Great Unclean One. Needs to get itself back to the center. It's gone the wrong way. This is not a good place to be. Because I don't think it can get through that gap. And the tank's getting good shots on it. And there's some Last Cannon Havocs as well. I think the Land Raider's done for. Poor positioning gets it down. They did get the tank. There were some Vanguard veterans with a power fist over there. Not sure what this Carnifex is doing. Oh, he was meleeing these guys so they can't shoot. 162 to 132 on the VPs. West side is blue. Tayling with Swarmlord and Gene Stealers and a level 5 Hive Tyrant. Needs to try and take it back. Bebop's got some Chaos Terminators. There they are. Combi Bolters and Power Fist. They demoralize on kill. And they kill some Vanguard veterans. They could not. How do you have 4 models? There we go. They dropped 2 of them. I think they had like 4 models on 200 health there. Pyroplasma. Oh, misses. We have some Kassakin switching to melter guns there. Lictor Alpha with an awesome, not a Lictor Alpha, a Lictor with an awesome jump in. Some Barbed Stranglers maybe, or Stranglethorn Cannons I should say. This guy's got no upgrade. Auto Cannon getting some good shots. Melter Kassakin. Lord Commissar, down he goes. They got it. And there's a rocket launcher Kommando now. Trying to finish off the turret. The turret does go down. Nice little flank from AP. And has bashed and capped that power. And here's a Nob Squad with Hide the Boys on them. Very, very sneaky. And now they're going to take down the Whirlwind. Very sneaky. Down it goes. And I don't think Arise has realized because these guys aren't even fighting them. Stern Guard veterans need to pop. There we go. And Nation No Fear. Vanguard veterans jump. They should be able to hold them off with this support, the Vanguard veterans. That was some friendly fight away. Oh, the Carnifexes aren't helping anymore. Nob Squad are getting some momentum. There's some Loyalist Terminators from Arise, but they dealt with them. Can they get some models as they retreat? Carnifexes could go into melee mode. Terminators are in melee mode. Now these Loyalist Terminators will inspire on kill. Chaos Terminators dropping model there pretty quickly. Chaos Lord though getting a cap. Oh, he gives it up. He gives up the cap to fight the Lictor. I mean, it's on brand for the Chaos Lord, isn't it? West side is now red. Since AP pushed mid so much there. Big rotation. Here comes Tayling to help out. Gets on the cap. And we got Gene Stealers and melee Synapse Warrior Brood with Adrenal Glands. And more Gene Stealers, all being sneaky like. These guys naturally infiltrate if they are left idle. And there's nothing in AP's armor that can spot them. It's got no shooter boys. 124 to 119. Going after the stick bombers. And there's that Commando. Level 7 Commando. With a big old grappling hook. Swarm Lord shows up again. They haven't retaken their natural power back there, the red team. Here's the Gene Stealers. Making themselves known that the Sluggers, now that the Sluggers have shown up. Warrior Brood getting very, very low though. Mistimed it slightly. The Warrior Brood took too much damage before the Gene Stealers showed up. And those Synapse backlashes are no good. Need to run, fellas. You need to run. Seismic Roar. Nope, Warrior Brood are wiped. That was a bit sloppy there from Tayling. Nice idea to keep those guys hidden, but needed to engage the Sluggers nearer to the VP. Or get those guys moving sooner. What is this? That's a sneaky Lictor. Is he going to get Manticored? Decap it. All those guys retreated back to the beacon. And he needs to run. Got a decap though. That fast capping trait he's got. Land Raider Phobos on the way for Bebop. Carnifex for Bradare. Got 2 Nob squads on the field for AP. There's one of them running. The other guy is coming back out. With Hide the Boys on them. Global ability of the Commando Nob. Chaos Lord down here. Oh, look at this. It's decapped. It's still decapped, fellas. They haven't realised. And they've got a double against them. Assault Cannon is in. This is a big mistake from the blue team. It's busy building cover. He needs to be capping his VP back there, Hex. Now it's a single. Lord Commissar, he now realised, yeah, he's going to cap it now, I think. But that was a lot of VPs lost there. That could make a big difference by the end. Tayling with a bunch of Ripper Swarms and a Venom Brood up. Maybe looking to get the Death Spitters to shoot the Nobs. Speaking of Nob Squad, can they wipe them? Almost wipe those guys. Terminators teleport away. Rippers being annoying in the back lines. Manticore strike. Lorenzo's not bothered by it. Just keeps on capping. He's got crushing claws now. Down to 16 VPs, the blue team. Now, how much of a difference did it make them not taking their VP back? Look at this now in the mid. Triple Carnifexes. There's none shall fall. The Lictor's going to die if he's not careful. Venom Brood need to run. Trying a formation. Some decent hits there and there. But nothing around to take advantage of the big buffs you get. There's another turret. And there's a Techmarine relay beacon. So they can retreat back to that now. Blue team down to 5 VPs. And this is going to be a 2-to-1, right? This might be it. If these guys can get this cap. Not sure what these Terminators are up to. Well, they're trying to stop the caps. Desperation from the blue team. Here comes the Nob Squad. Swarm Lord is quite low. Mines dropped in by Hex. Swarm Lord leaves. Oh, and they didn't get the cap. They did not stick around for the cap. Maybe they thought they couldn't. Oh no. What happened here? The Phobos is down. Well, triple Venom Cannon Carnifexes, I guess, is what happened. Commandos on capping duty. Bucks, we got ultied. Do you mean was there a nuke over there that I missed again? Swarm Lord being chased. Now the Nob Squad fight the Gene Stealers. Gene Stealers have huge melee skill, especially if they've leveled up. Able to knock down the Nobs a few times. Nob Squad run. Blue team have the west side back. Oh, but look at this. They punch through. And it's going to be a 2-to-1. Maybe there was an orbital in here or something. Hex going for double Ogrins at the end. There's the 2-to-1. And look at this. The Carnifexes just marched all the way through onto the base. And there's the game. Red team taken at the end. Really topsy-turvy. I really like the structure that Hex tried to get in the mid here. But distracted him from his own VP for a while. Might have made a difference. Because they did have decent armies up the blue team with double Knobs, double Ogrins. Those Terminators had a level 8 Kommando. Level 6 Lord Commissar. Level 3 Chaos Lord down with his claws. Was down for a while, I think. Level 7 Hive Tyrant Lorenzo did well. Although some heavy losses from Tayling, he kept going. Level 6 Techmarine for Arise. And Bradare's Ravener Alpha, level 8 terrifying Cross of Devourer stuff. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see ya next time.